Hey everyone, thanks for checking in. So I'm just busy today studying, gonna be studying most of the day, gonna get a quick workout, but I got my midterm next week. So I really want to make sure I'm kind of being proactive, getting ahead of the ball, and really being getting most of my studying done. So I thought I need a study break, kind of tired already, done a lot through 2 to 3 hours of studying already in. So I thought I could give you a quick kind of tour of my workstation and how I set it up and organize it so I can best expedite my work and kind of some things I use as I'm working to kind of make sure I stay focused and little study breaks I use and kind of all that jazz. So get ready for your tour. So welcome to the tour of my workstation. So as you can see, this is my workstation from afar, and I'm just going to quickly walk you through kind of each segment and kind of how I set it up and some tools and tricks I use to kind of help optimize my studying. So first you can see over here, we have all our gadgets, but I'm very particular on how I set up my gadgets. First of all, you see I have this cool little case my mom got me for my iPhone, but I'm very particular in first, I turn my phone screen away because the phone loves to have these notifications that pop up, and those are very distracting. And when you're studying and you really want to optimize the efficiency of your studying, you want that clean focus where you're not getting distracted all the time because you might think, oh, it's only a 2 second break checking my text, but it takes time for your brain to switch. If you're constantly switching, it's not just the 2 seconds; it's the disruption on the flow, which can be up to about 5 minutes for your brain to kind of get back into that flow where you're really going and you're getting into flow studying. So what I always do is I turn all my notifications off on my phone. I have it on silent and I have the screen away just in case sometimes it pops up with any notifications. I'm not getting distracted. I have my Fitbit here because I'm usually not walking around that much and make sure it's charged. And I just have a nice little layout, and here you might have noticed this is just kind of some nice motivation. So throughout my undergrad, I was kind of my big goal was to get into Harvard Medical School, and I was fortunate enough to get an interview, but I didn't get in, and I was quite disappointed at the time. But in retrospect, it sounds silly, but I'm quite happy because I'm very happy. I'm quite blessed it actually happened because I'm super happy being at UBC, and it really taught me an important lesson, and I kind of keep it as a reminder because it reminds me that the pursuit of excellence you can't replace the pursuit of excellence with fixation on a specific goal. I was obsessed with getting Harvard Medical School, which provided I achieved some great things, but it was a very unhealthy obsession. And when you're trying to achieve for this pinpoint thing and saying if I don't get in and nothing else matters and it's all a waste, that's setting yourself up for failure. Because if you become that 1% and get in, that's great, but then you realize, hey, it's not really going to change my life. The day I get in or the day I didn't, it doesn't really change your life. You have the same problems you had the day before. So it just reminds me that, hey, always achieve for excellence, but have a more real, conscious, and sustainable approach to realize you pursue excellence and you react to the flow of what happens. And you see, I have kind of my little folders. A lot of my classmates joke that these little kitty uh, notebooks, but I really love them because it's blank pages. So when I'm doing my notes, I can really have, and this is my CBL prep, I really like to break it out. And you can see I have all little diagrams, it's free flow. I really like to work on my cursive, and that's something from kind of this great book called Whole Brain Power I'll talk about later, which has really helped my ability to learn and my memory. And this is kind of my Whole Brain Power kind of notebooks where I'm really practicing my cursive writing, doing my gratitude journals, and just doing some reflections and of life in general and etc. and just thinking about stuff. And kind of up here, these are some kind of cool handouts we have from Gross Anatomy, and this one's about the brachial plexus, and this is one we did yesterday about kind of the different cavities of the skull and kind of the important fissures and foramen. So I kind of like to have them up. So I'm just always looking at them because these are things 3 weeks ago I knew the brachial plexus like that. I definitely have to go over it. So it's kind of nice to be always kind of hit over the head and kind of remind, okay, let's take 2 minutes while I'm kind of dozing off. And I see I have a very nice view of the back garden, which I really enjoy. And I have a nice little plant here next to me because there's been some great research studies even at UBC, but all around the world showing the positive benefit and stress reduction of just even looking at plants or having greenery around you. And once you kind of get into that sympathetic fight or flight response, your adrenaline's pumping up, your frontal cortex is shut off all the blood showing to your limbic system. You're not going to be able to optimally learn. And here I have my laptop set up. I like to have the mouse to make sure I'm ergonomic, and I kind of have the nice screen up here. And I like this chair a lot because you can't really stand 4 hours a day, but it's very easy to switch from standing to sitting. And even if I'm sitting, I can sit in a very neutral position without collapsing my hips, which I really enjoy. Kind of a nice be activated activation sticks, kind of throw that in to kind of help make me sure stay calm and focused. And I kind of have a lacrosse ball
and kind of a foot roller. So I'm always kind of working on the feet. I kind of had a weird tweak injury, so it kind of really brought me back. You got to take care of your feet. I really wasn't doing that. So I'm standing, I'm kind of listening to a lecture, kind of just watching a cool YouTube video about stuff or reading. I'll kind of just get in some good kind of extra work just to keep my tissues healthy. And there's kind of my huge stack or reservoir of the journals I use. And I kind of have this nice little whiteboard, and obviously it's not sitting like this, but I really enjoy this because I really like to write things, but I like to think, as you can tell, about like the blank pages in my notebooks in a very creative and pictorial way, and like to draw graphs. And I find paper very kind of limiting, and obviously you don't want to waste paper. So this is kind of a nice way where I really enjoy where I can do. And here I was quickly talking about multiple myelinomas, and kind of I was reading up about multiple myelinomas, and there was in one of our lectures we were talking about a case in which the person that had back pain wasn't responding to physio, massage, etc. What could it be? And it was multiple myeloma. I was like, oh, okay. I remember there was this really cool diagram called CRAB. What was CRAB? And I was kind of like, okay, let's remember. And I kind of knew the C was calcium, the R was renal failure, the A was anemia, and I was like, B was a bone. I was like, oh, what was A? I was like, oh, it's infection. So I quickly looked up and made sure, because as I talked about in my previous video, I was talking about how I actually study for my exam. There's this really important distinction we need to make between recognition and recall. And if you really want to master the material, you really have to practice recalling it, right? Because the multiple choice exams are recognition, right? You're recognizing the answer from the non-answers or the incorrect answers. But the multiple choice test is a means to an end. Getting a multiple choice test doesn't mean you'll be a great clinician. However, it's something you have to do, and it's one of the requirements. So you do your best of it, but you have to realize there's a bigger picture. So when I'm doing my study, that's why I have little reminders like that Harvard Medical School thing when I went for my interview, just to remind what's the big picture. I like those little drawings because like, okay, let's bring it back. Like, why is this important? And always try to keep centered yourself. So that's why I like to have Grooney around, because I find it very calms me. So I hope you enjoyed this.
So thank you very much for watching the tour of my workstation. I hope that helped you kind of give you some idea of how I study, maybe some helpful tips and pointers about how you can improve your studying. Obviously, don't try to exactly emulate what I do. This is something when I was very young and naive. I always try to copy exactly what other people do. And it's very important to model people who you can try to emulate and be as great. But you have to realize you can model the core principles, and that's what I'm always trying to do to be successful, but you have to individualize everything and find what works unique for you. And it's something that it's a huge thing in medicine called personalized medicine. We're really realizing we can't do these cookie cutter things. And it's like anything in life. You got to find what works for you. But I hope I shared some cool principles and maybe new ideas that you may not have heard of that can help you improve your studying, improve your work performance, or whatever it is, so you can be the best you can be. So thanks for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up and make sure to subscribe to continue following my journey through medical school. Thank you.